for us to be able to come up with a very structured way in terms of how often and what kind of programs. So that is in terms of making it a little more structured and a little bit more formal. But if we are able to get into our TVET training institutions, a number of them are degree holders, because like you are aware, our TVET institutions are just training up to diploma level and to some point up to higher national diploma. But as far as our trainers are concerned, most of them are now degree holders. How have we achieved this? One, we have made TVET as a pathway to education. And I believe this also is hope for Kenyans, that you can be able to join TVET at class 8, even with a grade E, and progress to undergraduate up to graduate level. You can also be able to join TVET at a high school and progress again up to even PhD level. So a number of our trainers are taking advantage of that pathway and therefore earning credit hours and getting their degrees much faster. Most of them also are master's degree holders as well as PhD holders because of this pathway. But in addition, through the Public Service Commission, we always are getting various requests for them to be able to enhance their training or their education with various institutions through scholarship programs, and a number have benefited from the same. With the Canadian government, through a project we are calling it SICAN, a number also are finding themselves to various training programs in Canada and ending up to masters and some even to PhD level. So there is already an MOU that we have signed with the Canadian government through College International Canada, SICAN, which is helping in terms of their career progression in terms of education advancement is concerned. Again, through the German government, we are also implementing a program with the German government, and through GIZ, a number also are getting into the universities in Germany and learning or being trained in the various professional skills to graduate and to those levels. The Chinese government is also been very key also in providing such scholarships, including the Australian, that especially on what we are now implementing is the recognition of prior learning, where we are now recognizing and providing qualifications for those who have in the informal sector, but through experiential learning they have come to get these skills. So the government of Australia, we're just about also to sign an MOU with them to train on recognition of prior learning in terms of our practitioners, and because they're also very advanced in this, they also wish even to get them to graduate level. Right now, as we speak, we also have some that have gone also to Canada to also advance in terms of their training capacity along RPL or recognition of prior learning. So there are quite a number of MOUs. Right now there is also an interest from the Finnish government. One of us has just come from Finland, one of my colleagues. We were supposed to go together, but because of some reason I didn't. So there's an MOU that's also been signed with the Finnish government to also help our TVET trainers to now also get to be trained in Finland. There is also the French, they have also come on board. So there is lots that is going on in terms of improving our lifelong learning for our trainers through the various partnerships with international community or other international partners.
Thank you very much, Madam PS, for that. Really, it has been a very, very fruitful engagement. And do you have a question?
Yes, there's two questions actually that I think are
Okay,
important to ask.
Last one.
So let me just make them the last ones. The first one is from Bet Meshak, who asks that can TVETs be able to produce actual products so that they become self-sustaining? So for example, if it's a dairy institute, can they produce milk and yogurt and things like that? If it's a carpentry unit, can they produce furniture? And the second question is in terms of recognition of past work experience. There are many Juakali artisans who've worked for many years, maybe as carpenters, as plumbers, etc. How do they get recognized for their skill without necessarily having to go through the whole class experience? Those will be the last two questions.
Recognition of work experience?
Yes. Yes. Our TVETs can actually get into production. As I said, the kind of equipments that we have given for them to use for training, they can even get into production. And I would give an example. For example, the Nyeri National Polytechnic. We have equipped them with milk processing and value addition equipment for both training and production. And with this equipment, they can be able to produce cheese, they can do yogurt, they can also do skimmed milk and other milk products, including ghee. A number of our, like for example, the Eldoret National Polytechnic, they are also producing nuts and bolts for the industry, and including much of what is required in the the automotive or the mechanical engineering. There are those also who are bottling water, producing and bottling water. But again, there are those also in various value addition production in agriculture. For example, production of marmalades, production of jams. They also are in bread production, which again, not only do they provide for their own, but also to the markets, like for example, Olesos National Polytechnic. So yes, but what we are now also finalizing is the TVET policy to make them production units. So there is a policy that's just about to be finalized to make TVETs production units, but also to guide them in terms of income generation, for them to also become income generating units. as well as getting into sustainable financing, because the equipment they have is just a policy framework and also guidelines and direction for them to maximize on this opportunity. And a number of them are even producing garments. Some do their own even graduation gowns, for example. There are those also using what is available locally to also manufacture different types of wines. For example, the Kisii National Polytechnic is now producing wine from bananas, both the red and the white wine. So they are really becoming innovative. We only now provide the platform. Now, as far as those in the Juakali sector and those who have learned through experiential or traditional knowledge being passed to them from one generation to another is concerned, we were given a direction by His Excellency the President on the Madaraka Day to come up with a policy framework on recognition of prior learning and implement recognition of prior learning. The policy framework is now complete, together with the assessment tools as well as the quality assurance and standards, as well as monitoring and evaluation frameworks. We also have piloted this recognition of prior learning, and the beginning of this month I was in Kwale, where we graduated close to about 300 of these from Juakali, who we have taken them through our various assessment process, and they have showcased that it is possible now they can be able to be given artisan certificates, craftsman certificates, and we also are encouraging them through our pathways to also progress much faster. We are just about to finalize, most likely by the end of this month, we'll finalize capacity building of the practitioners, and by mid-August or the end of August, we should now have a national-wide rollout on recognition of prior learning. And this will be done by our national polytechnics, whom Kenya National Qualification Authority has already accredited, but also through NITA, which also has been accredited to do the recognition of prior learning. And as our national polytechnics have been accredited, we also are requiring them to mentor other institutions so that this can be done in the entire region within our 238,000 institutions. So for me, this is good news for the Juakali sector. That it's now possible for you to get a certificate that can enable you to access government opportunities, but also to market yourself with your products at the Kenyan labor market, but also the East Africa, and beyond. So we are committed to deliver the recognition of prior learning because we are ready, and we should do it by the end of August.
Thank you very much, Madam PS. Mark?
Thank you so much for Madam PS for taking your time to take us through. We thank everyone who's been able to join us online and on Facebook, on YouTube, and as well as on Zoom. And Madam, thank you so much for giving the youth of this country an opportunity to develop themselves and showing us that indeed there are great opportunities here. Of course, Bwana Spokesman, asante sana for such an informative forum such as this, and we hope to continue to have these and better. Asante sana. Over to you, Bwana Spokesman.
Thank you very much, Mark, and wish to really thank Madam PS for finding time to come and be here with us this morning. You know, it has indeed been a very, very informative session during which we've been able to be informed about the various. Some of us don't even know how many TVET institutions are there in the country. I think it is a shocker to many people that we're actually almost heading to 500,000. 238 is such a large number, and the fact that we are offering so many courses, so really somebody can be able to find something that they can be able to identify with. So going by the mantra that nobody is left behind, it is indeed true that no Kenyan is left behind, whether you are coming from, you know, whatever is economic background, or you are somebody living with disability, there is something for each and every one, you know, of us. Indeed, again, the fact that there are also very many opportunities in terms of, you know, tuition, that and even in terms of sponsorship that can be provided to somebody who has been able to get enrolled in a TVET institution. You know, there is the capitation, of course there's the help loan, but also there's the wing to fly from, you know, Equity Bank, including KCB Foundation. So really, there is no reason why somebody should not be able to get some skills and be able to get empowered. Like I said, these skills again are tied to the other programs that the government is offering, whereby you will be given some finances to be able to start your own enterprise. There is also this aspect that many of our young men and women sometimes stay away from joining these institutions, and the main reason a few times is because of attitude and perception that when you join TVET institution, then you're not necessarily, you know, an academic giant. And indeed, you know, as a country, we need everybody. We need to have those who are able to have skills to produce, you know, even to be able to have, you know, technical work that is presented to have the machines running. But there are those who will also be in the managerial level. So really, and like Madam Pierce has indicated, that there's also that pathway that you may join at low level, but be able to rise until you get to that PhD level that many of us aspire to be. So everybody has a chance to be whatever they want to be in this country. So really, everybody therefore has got a chance to be somebody in this country. It's whether you are an old person, of course, we're also looking at whether you are a Juakali person, there is also that recognition of the past experience. So nobody should stay away from these institutions. There is opportunity for all of us. And therefore, with that, I wish to bring it to a close now. Madam Pierce, once again, thank you so much for sparing your time to come and educate the public about this very important government institution that is aimed to empower each and every one of us. So Kenyans, wherever you are, please visit any of this institution and you'll be assisted so that you can be able to empower yourself. So thank you very much. Let's meet here next week at same time, the same place. Thank you.